She's the chair of the full committee. I was honored when she is on our subcommittee. She's also a former educator. She is from the great state of North Carolina, and she is recognized now. Dr. Foxx, you were recognized for question and answer period.
Thank you, Chairman Bean. I think you've held an excellent hearing today, and I appreciate that. Congressman Messer, it was a pleasure to serve with you, and it's a pleasure to see you in the role that you're in right now, working on such a great cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You obviously have extensive experience on the issue of school choice at all levels. I've long believed that education is best handled at the state and local level and not the federal government. One of the best ways to empower parents rather than the D.C. bureaucrats is to put educational choices back in the hands of parents. You've served as president of School Choice Indiana, consistently advocated for school choice during your time in the Indiana State House. What principles do you think D.C. policymakers should keep in mind when it comes to education, and what can state and local leaders do to keep the federal government from micromanaging schools?
Well, I think I've got a kind of a high-minded answer and then a really practical answer. Okay, so the high-minded answer is to remember the stakes, and we talk a lot in this building about the Constitution, appropriately so. I don't think we talk enough about the second paragraph of the Declaration, which says we're all endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, rights that can't be taken from you, the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You can't do that in America today. You can't pursue happiness if you don't have access to a quality education. We need to make sure every family has that choice. How do you do it? That's the practical part. This isn't complicated. Empower parents. Parents know best. It can't both be true that our current public school system is doing a fabulous job and be true that if we give parents an option, everybody's going to pour out of the school and somehow destroy them, right? The reality is and we're now 30 years into this debate. Parents leave when it's best for their child to leave, and the rest of the system improves.
Thank you. Ms. Allen, I was quite moved by reading your personal story and hearing it today. Your story perfectly encapsulates why we need school choice. I'm overjoyed that Florida's tax credit scholarship was available to you and had such a positive impact. What troubles me is that many children in our country don't have that opportunity. Republicans are absolutely committed to making sure every child has the opportunity you had to find the educational option that works best for them and their families. I know you're the first in your family to graduate from high school, college, and graduate school, which is a remarkable accomplishment. Can you talk about what it means to you and your family to be the first in your family to achieve such a high level of education?
It's a tremendous success. It's a pleasure for me to serve as this trailblazer. In my family, my niece is now also a college graduate. She's a nurse traveling across the country, and it's a pleasure that she looks up to me. And so we've been able to set a new trajectory, and it's because of education freedom.
Thank you very much. Dr. Burke, one of the arguments we've already heard from our Democrat colleagues is that school choice hurts traditional public schools. And I think Congressman Messer explained it very well just now. If the public schools are doing such a great job, why are we afraid of choice and the fact that people will leave? But it's not true, and we know it's not true. We also know that competition creates an incentive for anybody to improve and breaks up the monopoly power of traditional public school districts. That's what it would do. I believe in school choice not only because it helps students in private schools and charter schools, but because it helps traditional schools. I know you've spent your career analyzing the evidence on school choice. Could you give us quickly some findings from the research on how school choice affects traditional public schools?
Thank you, Chairwoman Foxx. Appreciate that. So you're right. It's a competitive pressure that creates that rising tide that lifts all boats. We know that school choice improves academic outcomes for children who choose to stay in their district schools as well. There are 28 empirical evaluations of the effect of school choice and the competitive pressure that it puts on public schools as well. These are matching and longitudinal studies. Of those 28, 26 show positive effects for students in public schools as more and more private schools begin to participate in a school choice program. One finds a null effect and only one found a negative effect.
Thank you very much. I yield back.
Thank you.